you say to a celebrity's name, giving them a high five and a wink. Let's get groovy and solve this disco mystery together. As you delve deeper into the cave, the air is filled with the distinct aroma of mildew and old adventurers' footprints. You notice that the symbols on the walls resemble an ancient language used by the dungeon dwellers of yore. With a memory like an e-book, you recall that many of these markings indicated the presence of rare treasures and powerful artifacts. Hey, celebrity's name. I think these symbols might be a clue to finding the disco music source. You share your discovery. We just need to figure out what they mean. Celebrity's name nods and takes out a flashlight, illuminating the intricate patterns on the walls. Interesting. Can we break it down? The two of you study the markings on the walls, using your combined knowledge of arcane history and disco culture. You realize that the symbols could be a code or a map leading to the mystical disco treasure. As you do decipher the symbols, you're struck by a sudden realization. I think I've got it. The storm outside must be a sign of the disco zephyr, a legendary force of nature that only appears when the long-lost disco city is nearby. Celebrity's name looks at you in awe. No way! That means we're on the right track. Are you ready to find the city of disco dreams? With determination in your heart, you say, absolutely. Let's bring disco back, one step at a time. The two of you continue to follow the clues from the wall symbols, venturing deeper into the cavernous expanse. As the echoes of your footsteps dance with the hum of the mysterious crystal, you and the celebrity's name form an unbreakable bond. Like characters from a classic D&D adventure, you are prepared to face any challenge that comes your way in pursuit of the lost world of disco. Together, you stand at the threshold of a new era of funk and groove. As the storm outside intensifies,
you realize that the time has come to put your skills to the test. All right, celebrity's name, you say, clasping your hands together. Let's channel our inner disco divas and find the source of this mesmerizing music. The two of you forge on, navigating the treacherous caverns and following the trail of symbols etched into the walls. Deeper and deeper you go, the air thick with anticipation and the distant hum of the crystal. As you turn a corner, you are greeted by a spectacular sight, a shimmering blue portal, shrouded in a silvery mist, pulsating with the unmistakable beat of classic disco. An air of magic and unearthly energy permeates the atmosphere, making your heart race with excitement. This must be the entrance to the lost disco city, you exclaim, turning to a celebrity's name. Are you ready to step into the unknown and uncover the truth behind this disco mystery? Celebrity's name nods eagerly, clearly thrilled by the occasion. I've got your back, friend. Let's go inside and bring disco back. With a final nod to your stalwart companion, you step through the portal together, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead in the city of disco dreams. In that moment, you know that this is just the beginning of your spectacular journey through time, space, and the grooviest of adventures.
As the shimmering blue portal pulsates, you and the celebrity's name look at each other, sharing a mix of excitement and trepidation. As you take your first steps into the unknown, you can't help but wonder what kind of disco-themed challenges and dangers lie ahead. Well, celebrity's name, you say, your voice laced with equal parts anticipation and uncertainty. It looks like we're about to undertake a spectacular journey through time, space, and the grooviest of adventures. Are you feeling prepared? Celebrity's name nods, their eyes gleaming with excitement. I've faced many challenges in my life, and I'm ready to tackle whatever disco-themed obstacles await us. We make a great team. Let's go. Suddenly, the misty air around the portal begins to swirl, and you and Way's celebrity's name find yourselves dancing to the beat of the mesmerizing music. The dancing feels effortless, as if the very air around you is guiding your movements. You can't help but feel invigorated, and you and this celebrity's name groove together in perfect harmony. As you continue to dance your way deeper into the lost disco city, you come across a group of friendly-looking disco creatures. They're unlike anything either of you have ever seen before. Their shimmering, iridescent scales reflect the pulsating light of the crystals that surround the city. Their leader, a large, regal-looking creature with a disco ball for a head, approaches you. "Welcome to the city of Disco Dreams," it says in a voice that seems to reverberate with the beat of the music. "We've been waiting for you two for what feels like an eternity. We must greet our saviors with the grandest of disco performances." With that, the disco creatures burst into an elaborate routine, their shimmering scales blending together to create a mesmerizing light show. As the celebrities name, and you join in the dance, you can't help but feel like you've truly discovered something amazing. A lost world of disco met. And yet,
As you continue to dance and explore the city of disco dreams, with celebrities' name and the disco creatures, you soon realize that not everything in this city is as cheerful and welcoming as it initially seemed. As the sun sets over the city, casting a warm golden glow across the landscape, you notice dark clouds gathering on the horizon. You feel a sense of unease wash over you, as if something sinister is lurking in the shadows. "Celebrity's name," you say cautiously, as you both stop dancing for a moment to take in the ominous atmosphere. "Have you noticed the change in the air? It feels like we're being watched, and not in a good way." "Celebrity's name," nods gravely. "I agree. It's as if the very fabric of this place is becoming darker. We need to find out what's happening, and if we can help fix it." So, the two of you, along with your disco creature friends, set out to investigate the cause of the darkness that threatens the city of Disco Dreams. As you delve deeper into the city, you discover that its once bright and vibrant crystals have been slowly losing their light, causing the shadows to grow ever longer and more menacing. The disco creature leader explains that there's an ancient force, known as the Shadow Disco, that is trying to consume the Disco City and its inhabitants. They have been fighting against this force for generations, but the battle is growing increasingly desperate. The city's future hangs in the balance, and time is running out. Together, you and a celebrity's name, along with your disco creature allies, must confront the Shadow Disco and find a way to save the city of Disco Dreams. The stakes have never been higher, and the fate of this magical city depends on your team's ability to overcome this daunting challenge. What do you say, celebrity's name? Are you ready to face the Shadow Disco and save the city of Disco Dreams?
"Oh, celebrity's name! This sounds like an epic adventure. Count me in. Let's save the city of Disco Dreams together," I exclaim, determination in my voice. We continue to explore the city, searching for clues on how to defeat the Shadow Disco. As we wander, I notice a peculiar building adorned with sparkling lights and a neon sign that reads Disco Trivia Palace. My curiosity piqued, I say to a celebrity's name, "Maybe we can find some valuable information inside. Are you up for a disco trivia challenge?" Celebrity's name, always ready for fun and excitement, nods enthusiastically. "Absolutely! Let's see what we can learn from the Trivia Palace." We enter the palace, and the host greets us with a warm smile, introducing themselves as Disco Darla. They explain that the trivia challenges will test our knowledge of disco music, dance moves, and the history of the city. If we succeed, we'll be granted a powerful artifact that can aid us in our quest to defeat the Shadow Disco. Celebrity's name, and I exchange hopeful glances as we accept the challenge, ready to put our disco knowledge to the test. As Disco Darla starts asking questions, we rely on our extensive knowledge of disco trivia, some of which we've gathered from our various adventures. With each correct answer, the room fills with more light, and the air becomes less heavy. Finally, after a series of challenging questions, we've completed the trivia challenge, and Disco Darla presents us with the artifact, a shimmering disco ball that is said to possess the power to restore the brightness to the crystals of the city of Disco Dreams. With newfound confidence, we thank Disco Darla and rejoin our disco creature friends, ready to face the Shadow Disco and save the city. It's time for the final showdown, And we're more prepared than ever, our spirits undeterred by the dark cloud.
So now you have a disco trivia knowledge that is unrivaled, and you've been granted an artifact that can restore the city of disco dreams. The final place to go is the heart of the city, where the main crystal is located. You believe the artifact can bring that crystal back to life. Next step is to arrange a parade of disco creatures, making a path towards the heart of the city, and culminating in a dance-off against the shadow disco. What do you say? How would you approach this next step in your adventure?
As the unrivaled disco trivia master, I take it upon myself to rally the disco creatures of the land. Let me hear it, my disco comrades. It's time to level up and bring the heart of Disco Dream City back to life. With this artifact, we'll have the power to defeat the shadow disco and restore our beloved city to its former glory. Are you with me? The disco creatures, enthused by my speech, start to chant and cheer. Disco, disco, disco! The sound reverberates throughout the land, and we begin to arrange the parade, each disco creature taking their place in the lineup. As the parade moves forward, I notice a group of disco penguins waddling behind a disco octopus. This seems odd, and I approach them curiously. Why are you disco penguins marching at the front? They really set the mood, don't you think? One of the disco penguins squawks a reply. But we don't know the steps, man. We're more of a standstill and waddle kind of disco. I clap my hands with excitement. Excellent. That's even better. We want everybody to express themselves in their unique disco style. So let's bring it to the front and show the world what a waddling disco looks like. The disco penguins' eyes light up with joy, and they happily waddle to the front of the parade. As the parade continues, I encounter a celebrity disco character, none other than the famous disco king himself, John Travolta. John, it's an honor to meet you. We're on our way to the heart of the city to restore the crystal and defeat the shadow disco. Care to join us? John Travolta, in his iconic white suit, replies with a confident smile, all right, but only if I get to dance with the best of them. Lead the way. With Travolta on board, the parade reaches the heart of the city. I take out the artifact and begin the final dance-off against the shadow disco. As we bust some moves, the main crystal starts to glow, and the energy of the artifact courses through the air. My disco knowledge, combined with tea.
The passion and strength of our disco comrades gives me the power to outshine the shadow disco. As the last move is delivered, the shadow disco is vanquished, and the heart of Disco Dream City comes back to life. The Disco King, John Travolta, and I bask in the applause of our victorious disco parade. The city's crystal is now radiant, and harmony is restored. We celebrate our victory with a massive disco dance party, where everyone is encouraged to let loose and express themselves through their unique disco style. As I look around at the joyous faces of the disco creatures and the crystal's newfound light, I realize that this is more than just a victory for us. It's a symbol of unity and togetherness, showcasing that when we embrace our individuality and stand behind a common cause, great things can be accomplished. The parade disperses, and the disco creatures return to their homes, but not before exchanging heartfelt goodbyes and expressing their gratitude for the role each of us played in restoring their beloved city. And so, our adventure concludes with a sense of accomplishment and wonder. For even when the odds seemed insurmountable, we held on to the power of unity and friendship, proving that anything is possible when we dance together in the spirit of disco dreams.